Were Benelux revolutionary movements truly local or French-imposed? Imagine a time when the borders of what we now call Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg were shifting rapidly. People were fighting for their own rights, but how much of that was driven from within, and how much was influenced by France? That's what we're here to find out. Back in 1789, the same year the French Revolution started, a Belgian uprising was already happening. This was before Belgium even existed as a country. The rebels were protesting against Austrian Emperor Joseph II's reforms, which threatened their local traditions and Catholic privileges. They called their new government the United States of Belgium, showing they wanted their own identity and independence. This was a clear sign that the movement was rooted in local concerns, not just French ideas. The people in the Benelux region cared about their culture, religion, and independence. Some groups wanted to keep Catholic privileges, while others pushed for more liberal reforms. These differences show that the movement was driven by regional values and social issues, not just outside influence. It was a fight for local rights, not a copy of what was happening in France. But the French Revolution's ideas did spread across borders. The concepts of liberty and equality inspired many in the region. When French armies entered the area during their Revolutionary Wars, they brought these ideas with them. In 1795, French forces officially took control of the southern Netherlands, which is now Belgium. They annexed the territory and introduced reforms like equal legal rights and the abolition of old-class distinctions. They also drafted Belgian men into their wars and taxed the population heavily. The Catholic Church faced repression, even though most people there were Catholic. This military occupation created a tricky situation. On one hand, the French reforms modernized the region and helped the middle class grow. Antwerp became a major port, and legal systems changed for the better. On the other hand, many people saw French rule as an outside for forcing their way in. Resistance grew, and a sense of Belgian nationalism started to form, opposing French control. They saw it as an external imposition, not a natural part of their own revolutionary journey. So, were these movements purely local or French-imposed? The truth is, they started from local grievances and cultural identity. But once France stepped in with its armies and ideas, the region's fate became intertwined with France's political ambitions. The local populations wanted independence and their own rights, but French military power shaped the course of events. The movements were not simply copied from France, but they were influenced heavily by French military and ideological pressure. In the end, the history of the Benelux region shows a mix. Local people fought for their own reasons, but they also responded to external forces. The struggle for independence and identity was shaped by both internal desires and external influences. That's why Belgium finally gained independence in 1830, and the modern Benelux countries formed their own identities. It was a complex dance between local hopes and foreign power, and understanding that helps us see how history often isn't just one thing or the other.